sneak peek at not the bait. Sorry guys, it's not a sneak peek at the bait, but it is a sneak peek into the process of everything that goes along to designing, field testing, everything that goes along with Strike King and our new baits that we're coming out with. I just wanted to give you all a little glimpse. This is it, a little glimpse of what really goes on, kind of. But I can't show you everything, guys. Sorry. Don't get mad at me. But check it out. All these fish, yeah, they were caught. They're caught on the new bait. So there'll be a little fish catch in there. There'll be a little bit of talking about how it all goes on, what we've done. Just kind of like a little insight and everything going on. I don't know. Maybe you like this. Maybe you don't. No, maybe you get mad because I don't really show the bait. Sorry guys, can't show the bait. Can't do it. Not gonna do it. But everything else in there. Bunch of stuff going on in this video. Check it out. But before we get on the water, I'm gonna explain why I'm getting on the water today. Sure, if y'all don't already know, I design / test / do some things for Strike King, right? My job requirements are kind of quite a bit of stuff, from design to, like I said, testing different things, testing baits, trying out new baits, trying out a lot of different things, just kind of getting my input on it. So right now, I'm trying to give y'all a little insight, right? I'm trying to give y'all just a little bit of piece of like kind of what goes on within the business of Strike King and in my job. Now, I have to be very careful with that, obviously, because I'm dealing with baits that no one's ever seen before. We don't want anyone copying them. We're trying to get them out. We're trying to do everything the right way. So I can't reveal them, but I do want to show y'all. I want to show y'all a little bit of the process about what goes on, and like the process that goes on in my head on why I wanted really this job. I didn't even realize I wanted this job. It started a long time ago about what I thought about baits and companies that made baits, right? And we're not going to get all into that, but I'm going to give you a little bit of insight before we hit the water. So this bait right now, I'm on like the 3rd prototype, okay? To be honest with you, this one right here was actually pretty good from the get-go. I caught fish on it. Like first cast, I actually had a 4-pounder come up there and almost eat it. And then that day, I ended up catching some pretty good ones on it. Now, since then though, we tried to modify it a little ways. Still caught fish on that prototype. Still having some of the same issues. We redid them, and this time they sent me 2 different versions. The 2 different version deal. The 2 different version deal was something that I like personally, but actually hate it. It's like the worst love-hate relationship, because now I've got two different things to go try out, which I like. And in my head, here's something I've learned over doing this for a long time. Right? And what I mean by a long time is, so when I was a lot younger, I was with a different company and I got to mess with a lot of different baits. It made me have a very, very, very open mind about baits. Very open mind. And so I rarely have a preconception, or always at least go try something once to look at it, and I'll give it its due diligence. So there's a good and bad side about that. One is, sometimes I find things that I never knew, right? Or I'll take certain things that a bait does, even though I might not like it, I can then take those qualities and bring it towards another bait. Sometimes they give stupid colors, and I say stupid colors because though some of these stupid colors actually work, I would never have picked this color to go out there and fish, right? Sometimes I get these colors, and then sometimes they work like that. And so I have to, like I said, I always have kind of be like, hey, let's go out there, keep an open mind. Now, as I've done this over and over and over again, I'm now sometimes requesting colors to be made on the prototypes because I know the bait's good, right? And this is what comes into with the two different versions. The two different versions, if I gave them to you, there's no way you would ever be able to tell the difference. I can somewhat tell the difference only because I have to put them side by side and work them in the water and like really look. I've used this bait for a while now, quite a few trips. So I mean, I see that there's a difference, but I'm talking about, man, we're talking about a less than a 3% difference, maybe a 5%. But now what happens is I got to go figure out what I think might be the better bait, the better version, because I can't really tell the difference. And so I'm out there. And so the first trip I went, it was like I'd use one for an hour, use one for an hour. And normally I'd want to take someone out there with me and we both kind of like, there's no real good way to do this, right? Put one in the front, you know, put one behind and then switch every hour. But in my head, I know that you're still having all these factors, right? I mean, what if they're biting that first hour? What if the guy reels it different? All these different things. So I kind of have to just trust my instinct. And I thought I knew the one that I wanted to go with anyways, but I still went and used them all that day. And then I went and did it again. And then the final day, so I'll put on there the last time I tried it. The last 2 or 3 fish that bit this one bait. I was like, all right, just make a decision because I don't think it matters. And they're eating both of them pretty good. This is the one that made sense more to me. And so we went with it. But why I bring all this up is I like the testing part. And I'm not done testing this thing. Like, I'm not even close. I'll go get more samples because this was the only first 2 I ever had. This was the only 2 I had. And so we'll get more and I'll mess with these more. I'll get way more colors and I'll start messing with each one. I'll try to make sure that now I got a bigger sample size and go through them all. Because what I've learned, and this is what made me mad, this is the thing that I don't know if I've ever brought this up in a video. And I might talk about it later in another video in more detail. But what happened was there was this bait probably close to 10 years ago that it was a new bait and I started fishing it. It wasn't a Strike King bait. I'm not even going to talk about what it was. But there were some issues with it. It was a really good bait and it really made a lot of sense. But when I caught this fish this one time and I brought it in the boat, the split ring like unraveled on it. Okay. And I was going, what in the world? And I luckily netted the fish. It was like a 7-pounder. And it was the split ring and the hook was on. Like all you had to do is like twist it one time and it would have come off. I just got totally lucky. And I was going, but I would have never known. I would have come back and the bait would have been without a hook on it. And I would have been like, what in the heck just happened? So it made me realize some things about, like that was a really good learning experience from treble hooks to all kinds of things. I learned a lot from that one deal. And it happened again. And then I heard a buddy of it happen to. And I was going, what? Like, this is a major problem. It's a major problem because in my opinion, whoever was at that company, the bait ran good and did all these things right. Okay. But the problem was it had a deficiency in it. And I don't think anyone really went out there and tested it. Like, not just threw it in the water. And that's my thing, guys, is like, that's what I love that Strike King is now letting me do. It's not like just go throw it out there in the pool, right? Or go do all that stuff. Like, that's great. But what does that really, like, it shows you some things, but it doesn't do like real life situations, right? Like things that are going to happen on the water over time. And that's what I'm trying to do. Now, I can't go throw a bait and like, in 6 months go, this is what's going to happen in 6 months. I mean, I try to get a pretty good idea of what's going to happen, what bad things might happen, right? Oh, this thing, when you throw it out here, it twists a lot or does weird little things, right? In the wind, it might twist more. you know, on throw it against rocks, this is gonna happen. But throwing it in a pool over and over again is not going to test really anything other than, does it run straight? Even if you really want it to run straight. I'm not even saying that's even the best thing, right? So I'm trying to go out there, put it in real life situations, try to catch a fish, try to catch a bunch of fish, try to catch bigger fish, try to put it through the ringer as much as possible. And so that's what I'm doing. And like I said, the testing won't stop with these 2 or 3 days. Luckily these baits that I test, like I like them, I want to use them. So I'm going to continually mess with them, and I'll slowly start handing them out to people that I know will kind of use them here and there as well. So that's what this video is about. This bait really wasn't designed for this time of the year. Okay, so imagine this. Imagine going, hey, we got this phenomenal new topwater. It's January, the water's 40 degrees, go test it out. Right? Can't do it. Now you got like, there's other baits, right? There's other baits like a flipping bait where you want to flip it in the thick grass and it's December, right? Or it's a certain time of the year where flipping's not that great. So this was a bait that was, I thought I could catch some fish this time of the year. It's really, really cold. And this was more of a shallow bait. So I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna be able, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's a fast moving bait. There's a lot of things to it that didn't really match up this time. So when I caught fish on it, I'm like, all right, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So I knew it was okay. It's only gonna shine even more when certain conditions are right. Okay, so here it is. Check it out. So it is, I'm not saying it's dying, but I think it's trying to lay over. There it is. There it is right there. Caught my first one on it. Look at that. But that's my first fish on this new project. Dude, I'm not lying. Y'all saw me make my first couple casts. It's been 5 minutes. Caught my first one. So I saw her eat it too. Like I saw a little flash. That was pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I love, like, dude, I got like one of the coolest jobs in the world here, and kind of maybe mess with a bait that you know is not the right time to catch them on it. And you just gotta fish it just to fish it, knowing you're probably not gonna catch anything. It'd be like having a new topwater and coming out here in 51-degree water when they're not going to eat it, and just kind of testing it out, making sure it runs right, it does this, like. There he is. Got another one. Got another one. Another good one too. Oh, this is on the other one. This is on the other version. All right, both versions work. I mean, I knew they would, but you know, I don't know. I don't know anything yet. I just know that so far, I knew they were both gonna work. They both work. They're not very different, right? I mean, we're talking just slightly different. I might not, to be honest with you, I might not be able to even like tell a difference on fish catches. I'm not sure. What I'm saying is they both work. They're not having any issues. I don't have any issues like I had before. Of course, the other ones work too. They blew out a little bit, right? They had a little bit of a blowout problem. And these, I haven't had one of them blow out yet. All right, guys, that's just a little glimpse of kind of what my day looks like. I don't always get to do that. A lot of times it's been inside, you know, designing things, but I like the field testing. That's sometimes the most frustrating too, because like I said, you have to deal with the elements. You don't always get a chance to just go, you know, use this bait, you know, at the right times. And so it's hard sometimes. And so that's what we're trying to bring though. That's what I'm trying to do is make sure before we just come out with a bait, I'm trying to do my best to do as much as I can with the bait beforehand to make sure it's just right. I just got off the water today. This is a different day. I went out to do some other stuff. I went up there and tried a little bit up shallow. And so I think I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna show, I caught a couple, one pretty good one. And so I'm gonna see if I can put that in there, one last little sneak peek of it. And like I said, guys, I know like a lot of y'all might go, this is a frustrating video, right? Tell me what y'all think. I don't mean to black out the bait, right? That's not my intention. I'm not trying to be secretive to y'all. I'm not trying to like rub it in y'all's face, right? That's not my goal. I'm just trying to show y'all really the other side, like trying to show y'all that now working with Strike King, that we're trying to do everything we possibly can to make the best bait possible before it comes out on the market, right? And that's what we're trying to show y'all. That's what I'm trying to do, is show y'all how much time and effort and everything and thought goes into it, to where we're just not making a bait, you know, and going, oh, here's a knockoff of something and let's throw it out there. So that's the goal. Sorry I couldn't show you all the bait, but you know, I don't know. Tell me if y'all like this or not. Like I said, if y'all hate this because y'all don't get to see the bait and stuff like that, I understand. And I won't do these anymore. But I kind of would find this pretty interesting, knowing that there's a bait out there about to come out that works pretty good. Anyways, see you guys. Here's one last, hopefully I'm gonna go look at the footage. Here's one last sneak peek of the new bait. See y'all guys.